I think that's a fair statement. I don't think, at times I thought I was overly ambitious, and then at other times I've thought I'm too laid back. But if I look at it really kind of like an overarching view, I think what happens is it's fits and starts. You get an ambition to do something. Like I remember getting the first drum lesson I had that really was motivational, that made me woodshed like crazy. Even though I was already woodshedding, this just ramped it up. Or right now with education, I started in education, or the feelings about education started, around, 1999, and I just got interested in it. And, but it was kind of passive, and then it gradually grew, and now it's escalated to the point where, 20 years later, I'm reading about education all the time. It's one of the top priorities in my, whatever space I have to think, is like how to influence that next generation, what has to happen in music education to get it to the next level, how to make it a priority with the government, how to make it a priority in society. And so when you get really into something and you really start driving at it, that that combination of dots start to connect sometimes, and sometimes in a bad way, and you fall into the abyss, and other times you start to figure things out and figure out how to achieve something.
Do you find yourself motivated, and this is kind of the same question, but do you find yourself motivated by competition or by creation?
I think it's more creative than competitive. I have a real big problem with competitors in business, even musicians, like that are begrudging of success. And I've gone through that my whole life. I've had,
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, musicians that were jealous when Triumph would start to succeed. I've had people jealous of Metalworks Studios' success.
Right.
And I think people that are jealous are pathetic, It's everyone's a little jealous.
Right.
We're all subject to being a bit envious or jealous at times, but it's a really bad habit. And I always felt that there's room in the sandbox for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do well at something, high five, way to go, fantastic, right? I'm going to pump you up, not pump you down. And I found, when Triumph made the move to the United States, we got across the border, I found there's a completely different attitude in a bigger country. That they support success. And it's like, yeah, high five, brother, way to go. Up here, not so much. Took Canadians a while, and that reflected success from America and from other parts of the world, then created that supportive chorus up here. So I don't know if I'm answering your question, but I think that people they need to realize, we're now more than ever, we're in a global community. We're starting to wake up to that. We need to realize there's room for new ideas. There's room for new people. Nobody should have some kind of walled garden, an exclusive club. It's more about, sharing what you know and helping the next generation. Maybe that's part of getting older, though. I don't know. This is my thinking has changed so much over the years. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. So, and hopefully won't be 5 years from now who I am today. So
Don't forget, you can subscribe to our full audio episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your audio podcasts. The full episodes, highlights, and our live off-the-floor performance videos can be found at our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the AVB Podcast. Of course, you'll find links to our incredible sponsors and this week's guest in the description below. The AVB Podcast is part of the Border City Network. Find more great content at bordercitynetwork.com. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.